Do you ever feel like it's an Olympic event trying to get out the door in the morning between getting the kids out of bed, dressed, yourself dressed, breakfast made, and homework sheet signed and off to school? It is a lot. And that's why we love time-saving hacks like the ones that Marissa Allen is sharing today in her class all about meal prepping for morning time. She is sharing really excellent tips, including one I've never heard of before about a unique use for a salad spinner. Definitely check out today's class.
It's Marissa Allen. I am back. I am here to discuss morning routines. If your house is anything like mine, your mornings are hectic for so many reasons, but we have to control what we can control. And for me, that is prepping breakfast ahead of time. So I will do a few things on Sunday evenings to get us ready for the week. So anybody and everybody can prepare breakfast. It's something nutritious. It's not always a bowl of cereal, even though cereal has its time and place. But I'm gonna show you guys some of my favorite tips and tricks. Number one, we love breakfast potatoes, all kinds. This is a shredded russet potato. I just use my box grater. If I'm doing a lot of them, I'll use my food processor. I covered them with cool water, and this is gonna prevent them from turning colors, and this is going to preserve them so you can pull them out when you're ready to enjoy them. My number one tip, probably my number one kitchen tip that blows people's minds, is using a salad spinner to get moisture out of potatoes. That is gonna result in the crispiest hash browns ever. So you'll drain this water off, you'll dump the potatoes in your salad spinner, spin till all that water is just flown off, pat them dry with a paper towel, and cook them however you please. But it makes a world of difference. We do the same with our sweet potatoes. These are just diced up sweet potatoes. I covered them with cool water, and we'll just pull them out when we need them. I will more than likely toss these in the air fryer, but if you have the time, if you're up way before your family, you could season them up, put them in the oven, and then go about your business. It really just depends on how much time you have. Trick, these are actually diced pretty large, but you dice them smaller, the cook time goes down. Easy. I do actually prefer to roast a pan of sweet potatoes if I have time on Sunday evening, but it doesn't always work out like that. So this is a way to just ensure that you have options when it comes to breakfast during the week. My next trick is about eggs. My kids don't really like eggs, but my husband and I do, especially after doing Whole30. We have come to love eggs, to appreciate eggs for quick morning protein. I like to prepare these egg cups. So there's no egg in them. I guess I should name them something else. But it is some spinach, some diced onions, some tomatoes, and honestly, it's usually whatever I have on hand. I've put cabbage in here. I've put different types of onion. I put jalapenos. It just depends on what I have. But I'll prepare a few of these, put them in little containers, and you can make a scramble by sauteing these up really quick and then adding the eggs on top and just stirring till they're done. Or you can saute these, remove them from the skillet, create an omelet, add this in the middle, fold it up, and you're good to go. They also make for great veggie breakfast tacos. So you could take some of your sweet potatoes, boom, cook them first because they're gonna take a little bit longer. Add these, plus your veggies, plus some salsa and a tortilla, and you have breakfast. So that's something else that we like to have on hand. When I have the cutting board out, I wanna cut everything. I try to look into the future. I know that I'm always gonna use diced onion. So instead of just doing one, I'll do two. So I also have some here. This will be good for dinners. So not only was I able to prep breakfast, I was able to prep a component for dinner, which just makes life that much easier. My next tip is about fruit. So if the fruit is prepared, if it's washed and cut up, my kids will eat it. My kids love fruit. Much healthier snack than some of the other things I have in my pantry. And so I do try to, as soon as I come home from the farmer's market, Costco, Sam's, grocery store, wherever I've been, I try to go ahead and rinse off that fruit. Now, you can just rinse it with water, but I like to add in just a little bit of white vinegar. I buy this stuff by the gallon. Just a tiny bit. I'm talking like a tablespoon or two. Put your fruit in there, and this is gonna get all the gunk off, and you can like see it in there, and it's disgusting. But I do this, and I feel like the fruit lasts 10 times longer. So if you buy a lot of fruit because it's a good price, or because it looks really good, it's in season, this is going to extend the life of your fruit. So I will prepare this so that my kids can enjoy them, and in the morning, I just pull out the whole container of fruit, I put it on the table, and they can eat breakfast, they can pull fruit however they they want. Let's say sometimes they don't want the oranges that I put out. We've got options. My next tip is about oatmeal. So my kids don't love eggs, as I mentioned earlier, but they do like oatmeal. You can make steel cut oats overnight. This is one of my favorite tricks. Now I usually do it in my slow cooker, but you can use the slow cooking function of your Instant Pot if you have one of those. You really just measure these out. I wanna say it's like 1 to 3 because it's cooking for so long, it's gonna absorb a lot of moisture. It's gonna be super creamy and delicious. And then you can just add this fresh cut up fruit. You can add sugar. You can add really whatever you want in the morning, but you'll have this whole bowl of oatmeal to work off of. And I usually cook it in a glass bowl like this. I have my trivet in here. I'll fill it with a little bit of water, not all the way up. Add the oats, add the water, let it cook all night as low as possible. Get up in the morning, stir it, put it in the bowls, and let the kids go to town. One of my favorite tricks. I honestly wasn't sure if the kids were gonna go for it at first, but they love it. And I think it reheats well. I just like to add a little milk, so I'll add a little like almond milk when I reheat it. But that's another really hands-off approach to breakfast. Now my final tip is about pre-made, ready-made items. So you do what works for you, but I do like to have some things on hand for those days when I just maybe don't have things together, or if my mother-in-law or my mother is coming to help the kids get ready for school, and then they have to prepare breakfast for them. I like to have these things in the freezer. So right now, their favorite are these pancake bites. I buy them at Sprouts. They're little pancake cups. This is what they look like. You can heat them up in your toaster, in the microwave. My kids don't even want syrup with them, so I'll just serve these. I'll serve some fruit. Maybe this goes on the side with like some breakfast sausage or something. They come in 3 different flavors. I always have a freezer full because my kids love these, and they take less than a minute to warm up. Another one of my favorite shortcut items are these. These are breakfast bites. They are just like the sous vide egg bites from Starbucks, but so much cheaper. And they actually taste better. So these ones are spinach and bell pepper egg bites. They do also have a bacon and Gruyere, or bacon Swiss, I think they call it, version. And, ooh, I forgot to say one more thing now. We love these. They're called morning rounds. Oh, you aren't gonna be able to read that. Well, they're called morning rounds. They come in a few flavors. I also buy these at Sprouts, and my kids will pop these in the toaster. And if we're running really late, these aren't very messy, and we'll just take them in the car with us, because sometimes it happens. Sometimes they're sleeping really well and I don't want to wake them up, and so we have to have breakfast on the fly. And this is what they look like. They're much lower in sugar. It's not quite a bagel. We don't add cream cheese or anything like that. I mean, you could, but we just toast them and go. When they start to get a little crispier than they're supposed to be, I will make French toast out of them. You can make little breakfast croutons out of them, but these are just some of our favorite things to have on hand. Our favorite breakfast sausage are the Applegate chicken and maple sausage, or the, oh my goodness, it's a big yellow bag of chicken sausage. It's actually Whole30 compliant if you're, okay, sorry about that. Things got weird. My kids came running in. They were very excited and very thirsty, but I was wrapping things up. I hope you guys found all of this useful. If you have questions, you are always welcome to message me over on First and Full. Our lives are busy. I recognize that everyone has a little craziness going on. So if you have more tips to share, I'm sure we would all appreciate them. So you guys, I hope you have a great week, and I will see you guys later.
Okay, wasn't that class so helpful? We love Marissa and her tips. I feel like I'm feeling more inspired to get chopping and maybe put a little more emphasis on creating a healthy breakfast for my family, as I'm usually like, here, take a piece of toast as we drive out the door. So thank you to Marissa. Be sure to check her page out, the Cookie Society, as well as First and Full. She was actually featured in the Oprah magazine for her Cookie Society business, which we were just so excited when we saw that. So anyway, hope you guys have the best day. See you guys.